Oh, do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your sports betting brand of record. All of the odds on the Early Edge are presented by the king of all sportsbooks, BetMGM. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. We closed out another big week at the brand yesterday. We still have Monday Night Football tonight. And across all of our shows, across everything, a really solid week, a ton of green check marks. And look at my man, Uncle Dave from the Prop Show, 4-1. Proppy, 3-1. The Counselor, 2-1. That's how we get down. And oh, by the way, Sunday Night Football, not the greatest, but if you followed my TikTok lock of the week, I'm now 4-1. And I hate to admit it, but my man EC, just in the last week, has hit 3 different plus, I don't even know the numbers. They're big parlays, 3 of them in just 1 week, which means today we're feeling good. We've got a really good crew today. So let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them, you love them, and look at this. We're going 5 wide on a Monday. AB is here. Maestro is here. Proppy is here. Even Buckets is here on a Monday morning. So, gentlemen.
Coach, stop. This is not how we're starting off the show with your even Buckets is here sarcastic little rant. I saw your tweet, okay? I saw your Twitter this morning, Coach, where I woke up this morning and told everybody, listen, it's international break. It's going to be tough, but we'll get through this together because we support each other and we love each other as a family. Only to see that the coach quote tweeted it saying, and I quote, "Damn it. I was sure that international break, we would all have a break from Buckets on the show." Do you remember tweeting that? Let me see, 25 minutes ago, Coach? You know that the show is better with me here, so don't act like, oh, thank goodness, even Buckets. No. That's not how we're going to do this anymore. You may continue, but that's not how we're starting off. Coach, proceed.
AB, why are you laughing? I literally spend hours getting ready for this show. Everything flows into the other, and then this happens, and you're over there laughing. Proppy, I see you too.
That was spoken with the assertiveness of a potential presidential candidate, if you ask me.
It was. Let me say, it was. And what I'm laughing at is that Buckets just let that rip off the hip, and he didn't miss a syllable. My man watched you on how to cut a promo, and he just did it. So well done, Buckets.
He took notes, Coach. He took notes.
I'm a little surprised that he would even attempt to drink after the last episode that we had with him trying to drink as well. But at least the chat doesn't like him. Buckets 2024. Buckets 2024. Buckets 20. Stop it with the Buckets 2024. I'm tired of it.
May I add one more thing?
Of course.
Buckets did mention one thing of how we all, pick and fight and work everything together for the team. And I do have to say, buddy, Sunday, I had my tail whipped. So I appreciate everybody across the Early Edge crew picking me up. Well done on that one. And you know what? For any new bettors out there, butt whippings, they happen. But, buddy, they don't happen twice. So let's go.
Let's go. You've been carrying us for the last 3 weeks. So it was our turn to help you out. All right, Buckets, I'm going to let that slide. Because we've got a lot to get to today. Not only do we have Monday Night Football, and by the way, the crew will be there 7:30 p.m. Eastern live tonight for the Packers and the Raiders. But we have 2 big playoff baseball games. So, gentlemen, and I say that to Proppy, AB, and Maestro, we've got a little fade or a little follow tonight. Let's go to start with the Phillies and the Braves. And AB, out of respect for how many tickets the Braves cashed for you and for us this year, I'm going to start with you. But they find themselves down 1-0. This is a must-win at home. There you see the numbers, odds powered by BetMGM. Are we fading or are we following the Braves tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Coach. Yeah, we're following. And I don't say that just because, we bet on the Braves over and over and over. What you said, this is an absolute must-win. They cannot go to Philly down 0-2 because you do not want to do that to anybody, and especially a team in your division. And that crowd would be hype in Philadelphia doing that. So you're right. This is an absolute must-win. Zach Wheeler on the mound for Philadelphia. Braves historically have hit about 278 against him, but they've hit a ton of home runs, Ronald Acuna included in that. So, yeah, we're following the Braves. Absolute must-win game.
I'm guessing maybe your picks today have something to do with that baseball game, yes?
Yeah, just a little bit here.
I love the you can't go back to the well again people that always show up, and then they're standing on the side when we're cashing every single ticket. Maestro, AB just brought up a really good point. The Phillies crowd has been electric the last month. You do not want to go back to Philly down 2-0 with that crowd on their hip. Your thoughts on game 2?
Yeah, no team has played Atlanta better than Philly the past couple of years. And yeah, the Braves should be favored at home. They've got Fried on the mound, but Fried hasn't pitched since September 21st. You know, what is the status with that blister? Zach Wheeler's been a machine, consistent. He did have one blow-up start against the Braves, but he also had 2 dominant starts against the Braves. This guy's been probably the best pitcher in baseball, or one of the top 3 over the second half of the season. If you're giving me plus 125 or higher, I got to take a shot.
Okay, we're going to fade the Braves with Maestro. We're going to follow the Braves with AB. So, Proppy, that comes down to you. And I know you're very conflicted because you're of nothing if you're not a pro. But this is your hometown squad, Philadelphia.
It is my hometown squad, Coach, but I would bet against them. Cream, cash rules everything around me, Coach. But I'm going to fade the Braves personally here. The Phillies have been playing meaningful games for the last 2 months, while the Braves have been clinched. Not really playing any big games. The momentum is seriously in the Phillies' favor. I also think that carries over from the wild card round as well. So I like the Phillies a lot in this spot. Even with the Braves' backs against the wall, they're inexperienced when it comes to like these big moments. The Phillies, on the other hand, they're battle tested. They have a lot of veteran leadership. I think the Phillies end up sweeping the Braves.
Coach, may I add one thing real quick? May I add one thing?
Yes.
Yeah, look, I think that props hit on something here, and the Maestro did too. If you were ever to play an over in a game, it's this one. Atlanta's going to be as aggressive as possible at the plate, and Philadelphia's hitters have absolutely nothing to lose tonight. They will play loose and aggressive as well. If Philly wins this game, game 3 that will be in Philadelphia, take the Phillies team total as soon as it comes out because they'll put up 12 runs. If Phillies win tonight, they'll just sweep this thing through.
Boom. That is a hot take if I ever saw him from both of you. Buckets, you like the Phillies in 6 in this series?
I do not like the Phillies in 6, Coach. I have to keep things even here and back my boy, where is he? AB here. Because, Coach, I have no children. I don't want any children. But if I did have children, their college would have already been paid for by AB's Atlanta Braves tickets all season long. So I have to back this team because they're the only baseball team I know, really. And because look at AB. How do you fade this guy? You can't do it.
Sometimes I feel like you're kind of like my son. I've got my 13-year-old son, JJ, and then I've got my 13-year-old son, Buckets, all in the same place. You're too much. All right, game number 2. Game number 2. And again, this is 6 o'clock, and I think a little after 9 Eastern is the first pitch. Now, the Dodgers. My goodness, Maestro. What happened? The other night, I bet the Dodgers laid the juice, and I said, certainly it's worth the squeeze. I opened my phone about 15 minutes after first pitch. And I was like, so I did redo that. That can't be right. 6-0 when I looked at my phone, and they weren't even done there. It was a dominant performance against Clayton Kershaw. So now the number comes down to minus 155 for game number 2. Your thoughts, Maestro, fading or following the Dodgers?
I mean, you talk about a team that's playing free and easy. They've already homered 8 times in the postseason, the Diamondbacks. But I think this is a game where the Dodgers do restore order because they love facing Zach Allen. They hit 4 homers off him. The last time they saw him, it wasn't that long ago. And historically, they have hit him very hard. He gives up a lot of hard contact, 46% hard hit rate. Bobby Miller throwing about 100 for the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers even it up and get this thing back to what we expected.
Okay, that's a good word, expected. All right, AB, what do you think, fading or following LA?
Yeah, I'm going to follow. I think that Maestro nailed it right there. This is a must-win game for the Dodgers as well. I think this is also a game to where you could play the over because, as Maestro mentioned, I mean, the Diamondbacks are playing with nothing to lose in this one tonight. They're going to be up casual at the plate, feeling good, swinging. The Dodgers are going to be absolutely swinging constantly. I'll also say, take a look at Mookie Betts and walks tonight. If you can get that number at plus money, yeah, Mookie Betts is very, very good at drawing walks when they need it. So yeah, I'm gonna follow the Dodgers here.
because he knows how to roll in the playoffs. He is a veteran, and that's why you play those bets. Always different kinds of ways to bet a game. Don't just look at the money line. Don't just look at the total. Proppy, are we fading or following the Dodgers?
I'm going to make it 3 here. Yeah, I'm going to follow the Dodgers as well. I think there's a stark contrast between these two teams, looking at the Braves as far as their veteran leadership is concerned, and the Dodgers. The Dodgers have guys that have been there before, that have World Series experience, that have played a lot of playoff games. So I really have a lot more confidence in their resiliency, their ability to bounce back in the matchup. Larry mentioned Zach Gallen as well. Has had a great season, but the Dodgers have had a lot of success for him. He's also not the same pitcher on the road either. So, yeah, give me the Dodgers tonight.
All right. So we got the Dodgers as a team. Buckets made it even. I'm not even asking you on this game, Buckets. I'm not even going to ask you. This is way past your bedtime. Way past your bedtime. Now, game number 3 in our little game of fade or follow, and it's Monday Night Football. And I don't want to hear anybody, nobody, no more negativity about, oh, coach, this is a bad matchup. Oh, I'm not going to watch this game. Because what you see as a lack of opportunity, Proppy, we see as a
huge opportunity, coach.
You're damn right. A huge opportunity, coach. So here we go. We're just talking money lines and totals right now. But you know what I'm talking about. Tonight we'll do props. Packers, Raiders in Las Vegas, the same place where the Super Bowl is going to be. And we're going to be there live all Super Bowl week. You're damn right. So the Raiders laying a 1.5. Total 45.5. And we got 2 quarterbacks that have potential. One has not lived up yet. The other one just getting started. So, Proppy, let me start with you. Are we fading or following the Raiders as a favorite tonight?
I think the wrong team is favored here, coach. So I'm going to fade the Raiders back. The Packers, I just think the Packers have a better football team top to bottom, starting with their quarterback, just their whole entire group. Defensively, I think the Packers defense is far better than the Raiders defense, who are awful against the pass, awful against the rush, don't have the ability to generate a pass rush either. So I think Jordan Love and this Packers offense, we're getting healthier. Christian Watson back, not just without an injury designation. Aaron Jones hopefully able to handle a full workload. Having these guys back should make a big difference against just frankly a dismal defense. As far as the Raiders offense is concerned, I think it plays well into the Packers' strength. The Packers' strength is their secondary. With Josh McDaniels, just haven't been able to get this running game growing for the Raiders. So I think the Packers are a bad matchup for the Raiders. I think they're a really live dog here. I like them to win outright.
You know, Proppy, I do a little segment on CBS Sports HQ where I pick all the primetime games against Will Brinson, and I was so confident in the Raiders until the last 45 seconds. So thank you for taking my confidence away on a Monday morning. Maestro, we've got one for the upset. Slight, but it still would be an upset tonight. What are you doing with Monday Night Football?
I'm with Proppy. Jimmy G comes back, but the Packers are getting pretty much their whole offense except for Bakhtiari back in there. 3 offensive linemen are good to go. Talking about Jenkins and Tom and Runyon. And Jenkins is a Pro Bowler. And when he went out in that Atlanta game, you saw this Packer offense really start to struggle. Well, he is back. And Christian Watson, yes, he was limited, but he doesn't have an injury designation. So that tells me they were just limiting his reps, that he's going to play more than half the snaps tonight against a bad Raiders defense. And Devontae Adams has a shoulder. He's going to play, of course, but Jair Alexander will be on the other side. I think it sets up well for Green Bay. It's not going to be a blowout or anything, but I think Green Bay by about a touchdown.
And Maestro, you didn't help me either. Thanks for nothing. AB, talk to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Coach, I'm going to back you on this one. I'm going to go with the Raiders, but I'll tell you the best play is the over in this game. The Raiders will find the end zone against Green Bay. Green Bay will find the end zone against Las Vegas. And you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, you talk about a guy who needs to come out and have a good game. It's him. I'm not saying it's a must win or anything like that. We're nowhere near that, but he does need to have a good one. Josh McDaniels needs to have a good one. I think that we're going to see 2 offenses that will not only score, but will also turn the ball over and leave short fields for both teams. So I back you on the Raiders, but the biggest, I think, and best play is over 45.5. I think we're going to see a lot of points tonight.
Okay. I like that play because, I love to bet overs or both teams to score. Buckets, I'll let you weigh in here. You were talking about everybody should love one another at the top of the show. You've got Jordan Love, and then you have somebody that everybody loves in Jimmy G. So where are you headed tonight, sir?
Coach, I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak, and it only makes sense considering I won my fantasy week again this week in the SportsLine Fantasy Football Draft. I am now 4-1, top of the leaderboard, so just start tailing me and you should be fine on my NFL picks. All right, let's see. We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. See, I know the teams here, Coach. No idea who wins. No idea how many points are scored. The one thing I do love here is Jimmy drop Lockett low, over 0.5 interceptions here, Coach. I'm going to the no-fly zone with AB here. That's minus 130 on MGM. A little bit of juice, but nothing I'm worried about.
Great call.
AB, do not encourage this. Do
Hey,
not
Bucket.
encourage this.
What's
Coach,
up,
I'll tell you
AB?
what, Buckets, we're going to have a fun showdown, all right? I'm going
Not
to give
again.
you this. These two coaches go for fourth downs almost more than anyone in the NFL, all right? Over, you have to take the under. I'm going to take the over. Over 2.5 fourth down attempts. And I'm not even talking about like garbage time at the end. Real time going for it on fourth downs. I'm going to take the over. Will you take the under on that?
If you know me, there's nothing I love more than taking an under on anything, AB. So I'm in. Snake, play the music.
It's gonna be a showdown.
All I got to do is figure out what a fourth down conversion is, and I'll be sitting real pretty with my boys.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, they don't even have to convert it. They just have to go for it. And if it's one of those garbage time, we're not going to count that, right? So everybody
Right,
on the
of course.
crew, yeah. Like meaningful ones, yeah.
Snake, can you put that last one up on the bottom of the screen while these two clowns were chopping it up? Drop
Yeah.
Oh my God. Drop Lockett. That might be the new one. Oh my God. Lori says, I am laughing like crazy. Buckets needs to post his DFS lineups on SportsLine. Oh,
Yes.
the counselor would love that. Oh, Sia would love that. Right next to his. You got one of the greatest in fantasy in the world.
Well, Coach, I beat Sia in Final Fantasy football, so just throw that out there.
Final
You did?
Fantasy.
You did?
I beat Proppy. I've beaten Sia. I think I beat you week 1. I don't know what's going on anymore.
First of all, you never beat me. Proppy, is that true?
It is.
What are we
It is.
doing?
Tell me about it, Coach. Believe me, it's been a
all
tough
right.
couple of weeks here since it's happened.
Oh, hey, speaking of that, last night, all right, on the show, Cowboys 49ers, the live show, which will be live tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss that. But Steele was right. I asked him, remember, I asked him about the 49ers defense or the Jets defense, right? Or I was going to try to pull something off. He said,
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Take the 49ers defense. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
42-10.
Yeah.
Cowboys fans, you just don't have it. You never
I-
have 1997.
I lost in our SportsLine league despite having Jamar Chase and Brees Hall. Think about that for a second.
Oh, wow. Wow. Brees went nuts. So did Jamar Chase. I don't want to see the rest of your team on Sunday. Wow, Proppy. And you're one of the greatest of all. Stop drinking, Buckets. It's driving me insane. Absolutely insane.
Clip
Now,
that.
Hard break, because I got to tell you in all seriousness that we are growing so fast. We hardly can't control it. But where are you placing your bets? That's my concern right here, right now. New BetMGM customers can sign up today, right now, and get $200 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10, and you'll receive $200 instantly in bonus bets, regardless of your wager's outcome, with bonus code EDGE200. That's EDGE200. Now, as you know, my entire crew, everybody you see on the screen right now, we work in so many different places, but our bread and butter, where we like to show our expertise, Snake.
When you need your sports news anywhere,
We've got breaking news to bring you
then get your sports anytime you want them. Big trade news overnight to discuss.
because we know you need sports all the time.
A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
A legend adds to their legacy.
We're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
CBS Sports HQ, anywhere, anytime, all the time.
All right. Well, with all the silliness out of the way, which I love more than anything, it's now time for our board. And Buckets, I need you to set up in your seat, because right now, I don't even know if this is English on what I'm staring at on my rundown. So I am really, really looking forward to how you're going to pronounce these names. So without further ado, our first play on the early edge is
all silliness aside, Coach, I've got to take this very seriously. It is Asociația Sportiva Football Club Universitatea Cluj versus ACS Sepsi Osk Sfântu Gheorghe in the Romanian Liga 1 at 2 p.m. Eastern. I feel like I don't even need to give the take. The fact that I pronounce those so well should be more than enough for anyone, but I'll help everybody out here. We're taking both teams to score in this one, which is currently sitting at minus 105 on BetMGM. Now, this is a tough matchup, not only because these teams are very difficult to pronounce, but because these teams are not honestly very good at all, especially if you've been used to watching things like the Premier League and La Liga and the Bundesliga. You're used to this top shelf level of ball that just will not exist this next week during international break. So I encourage people, don't watch these games. Place the BTTS at minus 105. Turn your phone off 3 hours later. Check your phone. You'll have an extra couple bucks in there and just be happy because this is not going to be good football by any means. But these are two teams that are defensively non-existent. Both clubs are currently sitting in the relegation zone of the Romanian Liga 1 and will be desperate for some kind of results. But recent form shows that those results probably won't come. This is the kind of match that I think ends 1-1, 2-2, 3-3 with nobody being able to pull all 3 points here. But both teams to score hitting seems very possible, especially at minus 105, Coach.
Do they even have TV in Romania, Buckets?
I didn't know Romania was a country till this morning, Coach, so I'm not the guy to ask for that.
Coach, can I say one thing?
Of course.
You and Snake, will often, send me a text, the next morning after showing you like, hey, the notes, you were up all night, right? Like, what are you doing? The reason is the recap and trying to find those teams right there. It takes 6 hours. Who knows?
We don't think about what it does to other people, Buckets, when we make these picks. Think about everybody else. All right. Now, back on the little winding road we like to call the NFL. And I see in the chat somebody says, if you're not betting Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdowns every game, then you're just missing the boat. Well, it was minus 200 last night. You can't play a minus 200 anytime touchdown. You just can't do it. You can't do it. However, I can play this number tonight with a very good running back that plays for Green Bay. Proppy, who am I talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Aaron Jones here, Coach. You can find this around even odds or plus money even on some books. Absolutely love this spot for Aaron Jones. Returned to the field last week, played 20 snaps, but I think he's had 11 days to rest. I think he's going to handle potentially a full workload tonight. Certainly enough touches to score a touchdown against the Raiders defense that really struggles versus the rush and really struggles versus the pass. Aaron Jones has one of the most versatile 3-down skill sets of any running back in the NFL. He can get there on the ground. He can get there through the air. One thing I really like is he has just very minimal competition in the backfield. A.J. Dillon has been absolutely ineffective in Aaron Jones's absence. So the Packers really need their stud running back. Larry also mentioned getting 3 healthy linemen back. That should be a big boon to this running game as well. So I love Aaron Jones' chances to get into the end zone tonight. In a game, I agree with AB, mentioned it should be high scoring as well. I think this game has shootout potential. I think Aaron Jones has a great chance to get in the end zone. Like his chances potentially getting there twice as well. So I think that's worth a sprinkle as well. I do want to add as well that I absolutely love, I'm not going to give it away, Maestro's pick here. I went to submit it as a pick on this show in addition to Aaron Jones, and he had gotten there first. So just wanted to endorse that before Maestro gives out his pick in a little bit.
If you've got Proppy back in your play up, get those ears open, ladies and gentlemen. Have your paper, have your pencil. I do it all the time. You guys think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. And I run the damn show. And I still take my notes because these guys are the absolute very best. Now, speaking of anytime touchdowns, last night, once again, the counselor cashed a ticket into the club. He has now gone there twice. And so he's going to be insufferable tonight in his own counselor way, as we know. So that's nighttime. But in the morning here at CBS, I know Buckets is very interested because all of his buddies are on this little show that just started that's absolutely killing it. Snake?
Wake up to football highlights and news from around the world with the one and only Morning Footy Team.
Rise and shine, football fans. Welcome to Morning Footy.
Start your all-day football craze with Morning Footy, part of the all-new Golazo Network.
Galazzo! Now, is it true, Buckets, that when they called you to appear on said show, you said, too early for me? I only start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Is that a true quote?
Coach, the true quote is when they called me, I was still sleeping, so I haven't talked to them yet because they tried calling me at 7 in the morning. It's not going to work.
All right.
Respect.
You like the gift that keeps on giving.
Respect.
All right, a lot of respect. AB's a night owl, too. Maybe you guys can do the 2 a.m. show with Maestro one of these days. That show's killing it right now. Yeah. There's at 3 a.m. I think it's 3 a.m., actually. All right. Now, AB, I got to get very serious here because the entire baseball season, day after day after day after day, we played something that had to do with the Atlanta Braves. And like 80% of the time, we hit because they were an absolute beast. But now their backs are against the wall. They need their stars to show out. Who do you think shows out tonight?
Yes, sir. You know what? And I'll say this, you better wake up early if you think you're going to get in front of the Maestro. My man is all over it. But the Atlanta Braves tonight, they're going to look like the Maestro here. We're going to have 3 plays for this game. First, Ronald Acuna, 1+ hit, and the Braves team total over 3.5. That's it. A hit, and the Braves score 4 runs. All right, Ronald Acuna leading off this team as he has done his entire career. One of the best hitters in Major League Baseball, and they're going to have to pitch to him because the back of the lineup can hit, and right behind them are trouble areas. So let's go right to Austin Riley, who in the lineup hit second in game 1, and Matt Olson hit third. That's not their usual spots. Usually they have Albies hitting second, Riley third, Olson fourth. I think we get back to that tonight. So we're going to go Riley, 1+ hit again, but we're going to bring the team total down to over 2.5. So 1 hit out of Riley, Braves score 3 runs or more. We're going to be sitting pretty. Last one, Matt Olson, same deal. 1+ hit, Braves get to 3 runs or more. All these are priced very affordably. If you want to back and protect yourself with Matt Olson, all right, I could see, hits, runs, and RBIs being a good bet, or taking him for a walk tonight because he gets walked in big games like this. But those 3, very affordable, just 1 hit. That's all that we need tonight. You can't walk everybody, buddy. You're going to have to pitch to someone. Finally, tonight, Buckets, and this one's for you. All right, Packers, Raiders, over 2.5 turnovers, -115. This counts not only interceptions for both quarterbacks, both teams, but fumbles as well. And what we saw last night, not only Dak throwing 3 interceptions, but we saw fumbles from both teams. So we're going to play that -115. Very affordable. Take those 4 because, like I said, we had a butt whoop Sunday. We respect it. That's how the game goes sometimes. But Hoss, it ain't happening twice. We're coming right back at it aggressively. That's how we get down.
If there's one thing we know in the early edge universe, that bad day, even 2 bad days, they don't last long when you have absolutely the very best. Now, Taylor, who I love, said this, love these picks, but if the team total doesn't hit, you miss them both. Taylor, that's how parlays work. Like every single parlay works that way. So, yes.
Hey, and you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Coach, but I do want to say it's a great point. Honestly, he's not incorrect here. The reason that we're doing it, I mean, we've done it a lot during the regular season, but you see in the postseason that when you're playing like hits, runs, and RBIs, Ronald Acuna is at 2.5. So getting 3 in regards to multiple hits, runs, like it's just difficult to do because you don't get as many at bats. So I'm trying to actually bring down the simplicity of it of 1 hit, get on base and go. So yeah.
And the odds
look,
Braves
if the Braves don't score 3 runs, those hits and stuff aren't coming in either. So
exactly.
Yep.
That's the smart part of this, because asking a guy to get to 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, that can be difficult sometimes. But the Braves, I love these plays. But Taylor, you bring up a good point. But then again, we could say that about every single parlay. Quickly, Buckets are asking in the chat, would you also like the over 2.5 in your game?
I would like the over 2.5 in that game. Yeah, I think I'd be careful betting a money line though, because 2-2, very possible outcome in this match.
And the money line is that first line that a push or a draw, you don't cash. The draw no bet line down below, that one is a draw if it's the right odds. So if you're not sure on soccer betting, I encourage you to follow Buckets on social media. He will teach you and walk you right through every single step. It can be a lot of fun if you know what you're doing, like us next level soccer cappers. Now, Maestro, Proppy's already given you his ringing endorsement tonight, and you are locked and loaded on Monday Night Football. So it's called the Maestro spot for a reason. Floor is yours.
I like the Packers plus the points. I think it's a very focused spot coming off an embarrassment on national TV. That was a week and a half ago. So tremendous rest to get guys healthy and ready to go. Matt LaFleur 4-0 straight up and against the number entering the bye, which is what the Packers have up next. It's just a very focused spot. We saw it with the Seahawks. They were on the road on Monday night before their bye, and they handled their business against the Giants. I think the Packers get it done. And specifically Christian Watson, getting this guy back. I mean, do we remember how great he was at certain times last season? This guy is so explosive. And the Raiders' top defensive back is out again. That's Nate Hobbs. So Ja'Cory Bennett, a fourth-round rookie out of Maryland, has amazing speed, amazing physical gifts, but he's still a rookie. So far, he's been targeted 16 times, 12 catches for 206 yards. That's over 17 yards a catch this guy's given up. He's also missed 3 tackles already. Christian Watson, I believe, will get at least 6 targets tonight if he plays more than half the snaps or 2/3 of the snaps, which is about what I'm expecting, over 42.5.
Absolutely hate both. No, I'm kidding, because I'm on the That's the only reason. I don't feel strongly one way or the other. So listen to the analysis. We tell you all the time, make the choice for yourself. Now, really quickly, before we get to the recap screen, because we're always pressing it forward, Hill to Top. You're here every single day. Love you. However, relax a little bit, okay? We literally, before the show, we're talking about hockey starting tomorrow. We're actively, you think it's easy to find people to do it. But Maestro, let me come back to you. Do we or do we not have a new hockey person at SportsLine starting very soon?
We do have a very respected hockey capper starting at SportsLine very soon. It won't be for this week, but it will be very soon. And yes, I saw some people asking about Allie. Allie was with us, but took a full-time job with Caesars, is not allowed to be with us making picks anymore. So that's what happened there.
That's exactly
Coach,
right.
What it sounds like is you got me for a week and we're betting overs. Let's go.
I also want to point out that on the site, of course, there will be plenty of hockey picks from guys like Jeff Hockman, one of the best, and he's been doing it for a very long time.
That's exactly right. We say all the time, SportsLine is way more than just what the early edge provides. So if you're not a SportsLine member yet, Hill to Top, I'm assuming that you are. I'm going to do you a solid right here, right now. I'm going to give you the quarterly plan 60% off. Use the promo code COACH. And don't tweet me. Don't hit the monthly plan or the yearly plan. Hit the quarterly plan. Use a promo code COACH, and I promise you it will work. And then after that, you'll be playing with house money. You won't even think about the, oh, my goodness, $10 a month that we charge you after that. You spent that this morning at Starbucks. Let's go. Maestro, thank you very much. Now, grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here's the recap, courtesy of my man, the Snake, always on the ones and the twos. Maestro, he likes the Packers tonight, +2, -110. Then Christian Watson, over 42.5 receiving yards, -139. Admittedly, the Raiders' defensive backfield stinks. Then in Romania, League One, I believe it is, I'm not even going to embarrass myself. It's both teams to score, and you see the teams on the screen. Then Proppy, one play here, but I guarantee you tonight on Primetime Early Edge, he'll be bringing all the knowledge. Aaron Jones, anytime touchdown, +105. Then AB in the Phillies-Braves game today. That's the early game, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Acuna, Riley, Olsen, at least one hit. And let's go over the team total, 3.5 or 2.5. And then in the Monday Night Football, Packers, Raiders, over 2.5. Turnovers, -115. Do not forget, follow all of our platforms from SportsLine on TikTok, on Instagram, on the X, or the Twitter, whatever it is, because we have constant content there as well. We want to be everything for you because you become everything for us. That kind of had a nice little ring to it. All right. Time to go out there, be nice to one another, pay it forward, and be right back here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern tonight for Prime Time Early Edge. Oh, all the odds presented by BetMGM, counting down to the Packers and the Raiders live with me and the crew. So with all that being said, what a really good show today. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Level, Proppy, AB, Maestro, Buckets, and my man, the Snake. I am simply the coach, just trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day, right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.